What's going on, King of Kings family? Welcome to Beyond Sunday, your weekly brief dive into how what we heard in worship on Sunday changes how we live on Monday. So in our sermon yesterday, we talked about how effortless trust in Jesus is developed as we commit to his mission, as we gain clarity about his method, as we hold conviction in his message, and as we're confident in his miracle. And when those things happen, it shapes our mindset in the direction of following Jesus' call on our lives to live every day as his disciples beyond Sunday. I also described how in the sermon how how that plays out here at King of Kings, each of those 4 C's, how they play out here. I'll drop a link to the sermon audio if you want to listen to that, or you can go back and watch the service here in the group, and you can hear how that all works. But for Beyond Sunday today, I want to focus on the first C, and that is commitment to Jesus's mission. So Jesus gets in the boat to go to the other side because of the lake, because there are people on the other side of the lake that he wants to engage with that the religious establishment did not really want to reach out to. That it was just easier to stick to those who showed up at the synagogue regularly, those who went and did their pilgrimage to the temple for worship, those who lived clean, righteous, uncomplicated lives, that it was just easier for them to engage with those people. But Jesus was keenly aware of who really needed God. And he says earlier in Mark's gospel, Mark chapter 2, that he came for the sinners, not the righteous. Now, Jesus wasn't calling people who were disconnected from the faith community, who struggled to carry the burdens of religiosity. He wasn't calling them sinners. He wasn't declaring that over them. He was using the label that the religious establishment had placed on them so that those folks knew who he was talking about. Jesus knew that we're all sinners. Each one of us. He's the only one who is righteous. There's no one else that's righteous. He was just using the labels that they would recognize. Jesus prioritized in his mission those who were on the margins of religion because he knew that they would be the most receptive to the good news. Something that they didn't know was for them as well. And so here's what I want to challenge you with this week. There are people in your lives, maybe in your network of relationships, your family, your neighborhood, people who are disconnected from church, disconnected from faith for whatever reason. It doesn't make them sinners. We just know that they're disconnected, and there's a reason why. And I want you to think about what it would look like to commit to Jesus's mission, to engage with those people, to reach out to those people, to cross the lake to their side, if you will. What would it look like to engage with them, to love them, to serve them, to engage relationally with them, to earn the right to hear their stories about church and faith, and to share yours, and to ultimately get them in environments where they can hear the gospel, whether that's on Sunday morning, whether that's in a breakout, whether that's in a one-on-one conversation that you would have with them. But really to engage those, because the likelihood is, as great as our church services might be, they probably aren't coming. But they will enter into a relationship, and people desire spiritual conversation. They just don't know where to have it in a way that who to have it with, that it's going to be safe for them. So I know that might be a scary proposition for many of us because, we haven't probably been challenged to do that. We maybe don't feel equipped to do that. But it's amazing what can happen when we show up, when we tell God that we are open to that, and we show up with open minds and open hearts into those relationships, to those people that God leads us to who are disconnected from faith, disconnected from church, maybe disconnected from God, but desiring that kind of relationship, whether they maybe can articulate it or not. It's amazing what happens when we are open to that God will find ways to use us in ways that'll surprise us for sure. So that's the challenge. Pray about who those people might be, and then take some steps to reach out to them today. And in the comments below, I would love to hear how that goes. You don't have to use names of who you reached out to or specifics, but drop in the comments, if you engage with somebody who is disconnected from church, disconnected from faith, share what you did, share how it went. Maybe it was a total failure. Maybe it bombed. But I would love to hear in the comments how that goes. So thanks for watching. God bless. Have an awesome week living out your faith beyond Sunday.